This is the NASA XHab Structure and Drivetrain Senior Design Project with group members Marshall Backe, Brandon Holte, Andrew Horinek, and Spencer Imholte. Our mentor for this project is Dr. Amiri, and the sponsor for this project is NASA. The main goal of this senior design project was to not only create a rover prototype that could generate its own power, but also transmit that power to rovers in need. For this particular senior design project, there are 3 groups working together to create one rover prototype. 2 are from the mechanical engineering department and 1 is from the electrical engineering department. As a group, we have decided that a 6-wheel tank drive style with rocker bogie suspension is the best fit for this design project. This was determined towards the beginning of the project using a screening and scoring matrix to determine which of our ideas were best and which ones would be discontinued. This allowed us to continue with the fabrication of a single one of our ideas for each of our components. Once the designs were all selected, it was time to begin fabrication. While some of our parts could be machined here at NDSU, like our wheel axles, which were keyed and turned here on campus by Francisco, others needed to be outsourced to Chase Steel to be cut and bent. Once we received our parts, we were able to assemble some of the smaller subsystems of our structure and drivetrain. As our project progressed, we were able to fabricate more and more of the subsystems that would eventually be used to construct a rover. The first subsystem we created was the frame. We did this so that the power gen team was able to start mounting some of their subcomponents and we weren't holding them back while we were trying to work on some of our other larger components. The next component we worked to fabricate was our suspension system. This took us the longest and was the most difficult of our subsystems. The suspension system was the most difficult because we ended up having to redesign a good portion of it in a very short amount of time. The hardest part about our redesign was just being able to get a hold of the parts that we needed in such a short amount of time to make it. Overall, we're happy with our redesign. We believe that it will be much better than the previous design and will hold up longer. The final subsystem for our prototype rover that we created was the wheels. Once the wheels were finished, the entire structure and drivetrain was basically done at that point. All that was left to do was a few touch-up things and then mounting the power generation and storage equipment as well as wiring it to make it run. Once the electrical team finishes the wiring, we can do some testing to see if all of our components work the way they're supposed to at this point. The structure and drivetrain team would like to give special thanks to NASA, our mentor Dr. Amiri, as well as NDSU staff Dr. Vold and Dr. Backe, the NDSU mechanical engineering faculty, Chase Steel, Westside Steel, and NDSU Innovation Studio owners and employees.